The dilemma every collector faces has come to me once again. What to play on a Sunday? Well, that's the way the dildo dunked. Pilotwings 64 for the Nintendo 64. My copy was from Blockbusters at one point. Hope I don't need to pay for some guy's return fee. It's the mid-90s. Nintendo was ready to release their new Ultra system known as the Nintendo 64, the first true 64-bit system that would give rise to new graphics, new possibilities, and of course new games. Games were a bit of an issue even before the system launched in North America. While we still got Mario 64, there were a few other games meant to launch beside it, but were delayed for one reason or another. Fortunately, Nintendo got one more game out to go alongside their plumber mascot, and that was Pilotwings 64. This game was released on launch day, September 29th, 1996, and almost received a positive reception from all critical outlets. And I said almost because we'll touch upon that later. Now, I have some experience with the series in general. I played Resort on the 3DS back when it was new, and I played a little bit of the original on the Super Nintendo. I just haven't touched the 64-bit incarnation at all. Not to go on a rant, but I miss Woohoo Island. I think I'm still burnt out by Switch Sports that I want to go back there. But we're going to the little states to fly to my heart's content. And why the hell not, seeing this was just released for Switch Online, giving the game a new lease on life. But is it worth such hype? We'll have that answer once we take a better look at Pilotwings 64. I was kinda thrown into a weird flashback hearing the intro music to the menu. It's the same as in Resort, so that must have been their reoccurring theme. Either way, put me in a good mindset. Ooh, look at all these nerds. Starting a new game, we have 3 air vehicles that we can begin with. I'll start with the hang glider and choose one of these geeks, where as far as I know, the only difference between them is aesthetics and sound effects. Before starting a test, you can take a look at the controls, the map layout of your flight, or even a hint or ideal score. You know, some useful things. Unlike this. This shit ain't working anymore. Assuming we start somewhere elevated, we pretty much glide towards circular rings for points while en route to our landing target. It was pretty easy that I almost got a perfect score on my first go-around. Not bad for a beginner, but I still got a gold badge.
Thank you. Thank you. I trained so hard for this. I couldn't have done it without my mom and my friends.
I did do it without my brother, screw them. Especially Jacob, that damn fool, egotistical mother... Okay, you'll have to excuse him, folks. He might have had a little something before coming out here. I'm straight edge, dickhead.
Next is the rocket belt.
I guess jetpack is copywritten somewhere. This I remember from Resort as being fun and easy to control, and it was no different here, but that didn't mean I'm not in need of practice for my first time around. I came up short by 1 point from qualifying, so I had to do it again to rectify that. You have to get at least the bronze badge if you want to move on to another class, so you have to reach a certain point threshold, which I think will be down to a crapshoot. I don't see this becoming annoying later. Lastly is the gyrocopter, which controls like a plane all things considered. Getting through rings was easy enough, but trying to touch back down was a different story. Little States Tower, this is Bravo Tango Bravo. We're coming back around to land on runway 16. If you're able to guide us in, it'd be appreciated.
Bravo Tango Bravo? Sure, I'll count you down to sea level. How fast you going?
About 140?
Alright. Just go ahead and take a nosedive.
Okay. Jesus!
Yeah, see, that's what happens when you go too fast. Come around and try again.
Roger. Asshole.
Bravo Tango Bravo, you're clear to land on runway 1-6. Slow your speed, you're not Sonic up there. I'll count you down with your altimeter.
Copy that, Bravo Tango Bravo.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and oh, hard landing on the front there. If this was Flight Simulator, I could care less. But this is the world of Nintendo, and I have to give you a score. So, here you go.
Just 3 points off because of the landing?
Not only did you hit hard, but you don't know how to go straight. Says a lot more about you than it does me.
It took a few tries on this one, primarily for the landing, but I was able to somewhat get the hang of it, or got lucky point-wise, so I can move on to Class A and whatever comes next. Now, I'm not trying to go for a perfect score, as I think I'd pop a blood vessel somewhere in my body. I'm just trying to get up to gold if I can, and even that proved to be difficult. I went back to hang gliding, and it didn't seem too bad at first. The first level there had us taking a picture of a smokestack's flame, which can be easily done with the Z button. I had some trouble sticking the landing, but I managed to get decent pictures. The next level is where the challenge increased significantly, as it's a ring level where you have to start with a deep decline, and I cannot for the life of me figure this one out. I tried several times to follow the rings, but I just end up crashing on the mountain eventually, as I find there's barely any way to avoid it. The game did hint that choosing a different character may attribute success, so I tried swapping between the Nintendo Power rejects, but I had no luck with any one of them. But in hindsight, I don't think I tried putting on the brakes after takeoff, but no idea if that would have helped. I just skipped ahead a mission, there's more than one of them now by the way, but it did nothing to calm me down. It may have had that effect initially, as most of the time you're gliding on air currents to get to higher elevation, but after I've reached the highest point, I fall short of landing properly on the fucking target. Going so long resulted in fast speed, so you have to slow it down for your descent, but I either under or overshot, and I had to do this level so many times my patience was wearing thin. Tower, this is Bravo Tango Bravo. I'm currently on the mountainside, 10 miles west, coming in for a landing, requesting instructions.
Bravo Tango Bravo, I can see that you are hang gliding? That means you are out of my jurisdiction and therefore not my problem. So you are cleared to crash and die.
Oh god damn it, you son of a... I've had enough of that, so we'll just go back to my safe zone in the jetpack. Still the easiest to control whether you're tasked with flying through rings in a city full of urban architecture and skyscrapers. or landing on small targets one after another. That doesn't mean that it's easy, I just make it look like that. I did do them a few times over because I knew I could do better. What's another gold badge gonna do to hurt my reputation? Class B started out promising as it dealt with balloon-oriented levels, but I didn't account for one thing. The hitboxes are fucking atrocious. I'm not expecting every Nintendo 64 game to be Mary Poppins level of perfect, but a Nintendo 64 game made by Nintendo is an entirely different story. They usually have their shit together, but they made a glaring omission by not triple checking the hit detection on the balloons that you pop. Because I swear to God, you need to be dead center in order for it to count, because if you try to pop it anywhere else, it ain't gonna blow. And believe me, I know, as I had to keep restarting because I had to pop every balloon quickly, and I couldn't fucking do it. Why? God, why can't you give me the benefit of the doubt? I was completely inside it! I don't remember how many times I had to restart out of frustration, but unlike the hang gliding, I kept going till the bitter end and aced that shit cause I deserved to. The other levels had their own struggles. Apparently, I couldn't find all the rings that were to be found in the given area, and I don't care who you are, it is not easy to control a balloon ball, but I was able to figure it out quicker than how to fucking pop them. Again, I'm not trying to go for a perfect run in this game, but this is one of those games that I think I should be better at than I'm letting show, and the fact there is an option to be better is enabling me to think I should be better, therefore pissing me off, and it only gets worse when heading into the pilot class. They knew how to make things worse by forcing you to go through the dark caverns of the mountain, which is cramped to all hell, so I thank God for the hover button to get me to instantly stop. My biggest issue was figuring out where to go when I reached this opening. Like, I don't know if they're trying to deceive me with this arrow to go down this tunnel, but I see no clear path to go after. Is it too dark for me? Do I have to turn up the gamma or bring some night vision? Where do I go? What the fuck? I'm putting the brakes on things here because I can't take it anymore. I'm way too overly frustrated by all the little bullshit that it's ruining my overall enjoyment of the game. I'm gonna do my best to not let it cloud my judgment, but it has such a significant challenge and learning curve that can't be ignored. And all told, when completing the game normally, it is pretty short, so I'm probably not missing out on much, and neither are you seeing me try the gyrocopter again. But if you are curious, all I did was another ring level, and all that ended up doing for me was,
These damn morons.
The music was composed by Dan Hess, and I'd say it's fine for what it is. I didn't get a chance to really pay attention to the tunes as I had other things on my mind, but hearing some of them now, they fit right in. I do remember the hang gliding track the most as it's so soothing and relaxing. Most of the menu tunes have funk to them, while the rest, like I said, feel like they belong. It's a decent soundtrack. Not sure if it was good enough to put out on a CD, but what do I know, really? I at least know this is better than whatever air traffic control listens to on his lunch break. Seeing as I'm not able or willing to go any farther, I won't be able to show a whole lot of the extra games apart from the main game, which is too bad because there's a lot of them to show. You can only unlock each of the extra games if you're able to reach silver or better on all 3 vehicles in the same class, which is freaking absurd. With the way I play, there's no way I'm gonna be able to unlock anything. But whoever had this copy before me sure did. Though not by a whole lot. File 1 was able to unlock the Cannonball game, which is right up my alley as Human Cannonball is one of my favorite Atari games. So I know for a fact I'll be good at this.
Jefferson taking it on the chin.
It took me a bit to figure out, but it plays very much like Human Cannonball, where you have to adjust your angle and power before taking your shot, and instead of a water tower, you have a large target to shoot for, and the possibility of missing is quite amusing. Wherever you hit, the target will give you a predetermined point value, and after 4 different locales and 16 different shots, I was unable to do better than the original owner.
Man, screw this game.
The only other extra game I can highlight is the Birdman, which is basically the free roaming game mode where you can freely flap your wings and fly around a few of the landscapes the game allows. I mean, it's interesting and probably good for downtime if you're having difficulties like I did, but it didn't do much for me at the time. I know I'm neglecting skydiving and the Jumble Hopper, the latter of which I wish I could play, but I don't know how much more I can take, and I'd rather not be disappointed anymore.
I can already see some people commenting about the Easter eggs. I obviously saw Mario on Mount Rushmore, but to continue your civic duty of leaving a comment, tell me your Rushmore on any video game topic. It could be your favorite games, consoles, developers. I'll tell you my Rushmore of mascots: Mario, Sonic, Solid Snake, and the guy from Intelligent Cube. What, I love that game.
Pilotwings 64, much like Mario 64, received near universal acclaim. I say near because Game Revolution gave it a pretty harsh review, so I'm not the only outlier. After that, the series would go into hiding for 15 years until Resort launched with the 3DS. As of this video, it's been another 11 years, and I highly doubt we'll see another entry in the franchise, unless Nintendo really changes the landscape with whatever system they're coming up with next. I'm confident that we'll get another F-Zero or Kid Icarus or Star Fox before another Pilotwings.
So, what is my rate to play? I know plenty of gamers look back on this game fondly, but that's probably because their nostalgia goggles are on too tight. It was more than likely many's introduction to Nintendo's 64-bit system, but there was a better option out there, and there would be better to come. And this game just took up space on the shelf, as it will after this video is over.
I'm making it sound like I'm absolutely hating this game. I'm not completely. It has its upsides, but the downs still leave a sour taste in my mouth. On the plus side, it's a good showcase of what the N64 could do with, for the time, detailed levels and good use of the controls, with Jetpack being the clear favorite out of the main 3. The gyrocopter and hang gliding were fine too, but the difficulty shift when you got farther really got on my nerves. It didn't help that I had no clue what the stats were for each character, but even so, I think the challenge got a bit too demanding real fast since there isn't a whole lot of levels, so this can easily get anyone frustrated, and that's what happened to me. I don't think I'll be picking this back up anytime soon. It was good for a bit, but it got old and infuriating real fast. It served its purpose as a tech demo, and that's all it really is. And I mean it when I say I'd rather play 1-2 Switch over this.
This was probably the right time to play this game, but this was the wrong time to piss me off.
Damn it. I quit the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
This is the wrong time to quit drinking Shirley Temples, but to conclude, I give this game a play rate of... play.
But that's only my opinion. If you have your own thoughts, leave a comment. If you like what you see, leave a like. If you think others would enjoy this, share it around the web. And if you want to see more, subscribe. Anyway, this has been BrianTheBlue Game Reviews, Pilotwings 64. The console is in the name, so you better know what it's for. Brian here, want to quickly say thanks for watching this game review, as this and other content wouldn't be possible without you. I appreciate anyone and everyone who watches my videos from all across the world. but it alarms me that over 80% of viewers aren't subscribed to the channel. So I'd like to reiterate and ask you to subscribe as well as ringing the bell to stay notified. That way you can stay up to date with future content that'll appear on the Jacobians channel. Presently I put out new quick views and current calamities every month, and my brother Alex has a brand new show all about wrestling games called WrestleBound. You might want to stick around as we're only getting started. You can also find me on a couple of other channels. I run the Starfighters Arcade channel, where we take a look at the history of our machines on the floor as well as show you our new arrivals, and on Millennial X, where me, arcade buddies, and family get into shenanigans playing, hunting, and reviewing games. If you want to explore more content, these would be the first places to go. That's all the time I got, but be sure to click the icon now if you want to watch the previous or upcoming episodes of Game Reviews.
Well, that was disappointing. Probably never gonna touch that one again. Oh no, son of a bitch.